Hello everyone, welcome to the JLPT N5 strategy guide. So I'm going to be going through how to pass the JLPT N5 and to get yourself ready for the N4 level. So before you get started on the JLPT N5, there is a few important things that you must learn. These are not optional, and some important tips that I'm going to give you that really help myself out with studying for this test. Number one, you do not want to be using Romaji books. So Romaji is basically Roman letters, so the alphabet. You don't want to be using books that have Japanese sentences written out in this Romaji, in the alphabet, because it's not going to help you with the higher levels. Now I know it's going to be a bit of work, but if you can get hiragana and katakana learned, then it's going to really help you out with this so much. It's a necessity. It's a necessity. You need to know them, but the faster you can learn them, the better. So that's my second point. You need to know hiragana and you need to know katakana. So they're both writing systems. Hiragana is the main writing system, and katakana is used for a lot of loan words from other countries. So if you've got something like ice cream, it would be written in katakana and it sounds like aisu krimu. So it's written into the Japanese phonetics. Anyway, so you need to know those. They're really important. If you have them down, then we're going to move on to the next part of the video, which is kanji. Now, for the JLPT N5, you're going to be encountered with quite a few kanji. It's about 110 kanji that you're going to need to know. So I just checked my dictionary. You're going to need to know about 100 or so kanji. It's about 100. There's all sorts of really basic kanji in there. There's not too many strokes. So a stroke means one line of the kanji. It could be just a straight line, or it could be a sort of curving line where it goes around a corner, takes a curve, and that's a stroke. So there's not so many strokes. I mean, it doesn't go too high. I mean, maybe the yo in yobi, like the day of the week, that's got a few, but that's still not too tricky. I'm not sure if that's N4 or N5, I can't remember. But anyway, you can get those kanji down. How I learn the kanji, I use my books. I went through the books. I don't have the book anymore. It was in this series here, the Nihongo Challenge series. There's a kanji book, and basically the kanji book's got some really awesome pictures in it. It's got lots and lots of pictures next to the kanji, so it sort of helps you remember the meaning with a little bit of a picture, which sort of helps you out until you get used to seeing it every day and using it every day. So yeah, that's one good way to start with kanji. Write them out. You don't have to write them in the test, but I can't tell you enough. If you don't write with the kanji or hiragana and katakana and you don't speak with the Japanese, and there's not really much point in taking the test. You should try and do those too, even if though it's not tested in the test. It's gonna give you way more benefits, and it's gonna put you higher than someone else who's taken the test and hasn't done those. And it's gonna make your studying experience a lot more fun and a lot easier too. Well, yeah, after you get the kanji done, I'd get into some basic grammar. So let's see, I've got this try, JLPT N5 try, bunpo kara nobasu Nihongo. So basically it's the ultimate basic grammar. You have sections not too long. Each passage will start with like a mini sort of situation with two people talking, or it might just be some writing. It's got kanji written in there with the furigana. So I'm going to tell you now, furigana is writing above the kanji. In the tests, especially the higher tests, there's not so much furigana. You're going to be out of luck. So try and read the kanji without the furigana if you can. As soon as you know the kanji, it'll just come to you naturally anyway. So yeah, it'll give you a mini situation. It'll give you a breakdown of the grammar point in there, and it'll give you some practice exercises too. So that's some of my very dirty Japanese writing in there, but it's really good. It's an awesome book. There's many awesome books like this that you can get on the market. Now, I'm not sure how available these books are around the world, but they're easily available in Japan, in Kinokuniya, all sorts of shops like that. If you go on to maybe Play Asia, I can't remember what it's called, one of the online import-export shops, if you go onto there, you might be able to pick up some of these. But yeah, after you get the grammar down, this book shouldn't take you too long. It's not too stressful. It's pretty simple and basic at this level. Don't worry about making mistakes. You'll have plenty of chances to practice. Once you feel comfortable with the grammar, now there's not too much vocabulary you need to know, I'd say. If you're feeling comfortable, then I would get into JLPT N5 practice test book. Now, these test books are pretty important. They will help you, excuse me, there we are. They will help you with getting used to the test system. Now, in the tests, there's no English explanations, no other languages at all, just Japanese. So you need to understand what the question's saying and how to answer it. Now, it's pretty straightforward. This is the JLPT in a nutshell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Choose the best answer. That's it. That's all you've got to do for the JLPT. You could be really lucky, you could be unlucky, or you can know the answer and make sure you do get the point. That's the best thing to do. There's so many questions in here. There's listening as well. At this point, I don't think you'd need to get a listening book. If you're just looking at videos online, that should suffice for helping you out. But also taking this test will help you out as well. It's not too tricky. It's just super basic stuff, like where is the pencil, what colour is the cat, that sort of stuff. Well, that's it for JLPT N5. So just to recap what we need to know. You should learn all the kanji. You should know hiragana and katakana. You should be able to pick up some basic vocabulary using some free resources online. You should take a practice test to get used to the test system and how it works. And it's my personal opinion, you don't really need to take the JLPT N5 test. I skipped it and went straight into the N4. If you want to study towards the N5, if it helps you, I know for me, taking the N4 and the N3 test certainly helped me at setting targets, then please go ahead and take the N5 test. But I think for me, anyway, just taking this one here, this was enough to gauge how well I can do in it. So for now, good luck in the JLPT N5 test. If you want to move on to the N4 and how to study for the N4, let's go. Next video coming up.